This is Eric Brotman, the host of Don't Retire, Graduate, the podcast that asks you what you want to be when you grow up so you can graduate into retirement with a purpose and a passion. Welcome to our Diary of a Financial Advisor segment, where we interview financial advisors about their professional journeys and their passion for helping others succeed. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by Shakkirrah Clarke Gunther. Shakkirrah joined BFG Financial Advisors as a client service associate in September 2024, working with a talented team to support the firm's mission of guiding clients from financial literacy to financial freedom. With over 13 years of experience in the financial services industry, Shakkirrah brings dedication and passion to meeting client needs and expanding her knowledge through collaboration with her colleagues. Originally from South Jersey, Shakkirrah recently relocated to Maryland. She earned her BS in finance from Rowan University in 2020, and outside of work, she enjoys traveling, reading, and spending quality time with her family. Shakkirrah, welcome to Don't Retire, Graduate's Diary of a Financial Advisor.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Shakkirrah, you have a significant experience in this field, even though you're relatively new to BFG. And so I get to put you on the spot. It's my show. I get to do that. I get to put you on the spot a little bit and ask, how is this experience been different, hopefully better, but different than some of the experiences you've had in the past professionally?
I would say the experience is different because I feel like this has been more of a family dynamic than more so just going to work and doing the norm. I feel welcomed and very involved. They here at BFG, especially like Eric, Lena, you guys always include us in every aspect. So I truly value and appreciate that. Also, just career oriented, always try to figure out growth within the company, and having those side conversations of how do you feel, where do you stand, where do you want to go, which plays a great factor in the aspect of my life and the things that I need in order to grow. As you know, I'm very shy, camera shy, everything.
But you mean your other employers didn't have you on camera at all? This is new?
No, but this is what I need. I need to get out of my shell in order to, get out there and be able to grow.
So in terms of out of your shell, I need to tell the story of how you wound up here, because this is one of my favorite stories. I've been at this almost 32 years, and over the years I've interviewed countless people for lots of different roles. Shakkirrah, you had an interview early, and there was a second interview scheduled, and I was one of the two people who was supposed to be in the second interview. And interview time came, and no one came to get me. I thought you were late. I'm thinking, why would this person not show up on time for the interview? Well, it turns out she was in our conference room with the other person. No one wanted to disturb me, so I missed the first 15 minutes of the interview, and I walked in, and I remember vividly saying, oh my gosh, I apologize for being late. Please, I mean no disrespect. I didn't know you were here, and I don't know how that happened. And we had our conversation, and we had our interview, and at the end, as I was getting up, I went to shake your hand, and I said, again, I apologize for being late. And she looked dead at me and says, don't ever let it happen again. And I swear. And so when we left, you left the office, and I remember saying to Becky and some of the others, I'm like, she's one of us. She's perfect. Because it was just so authentic. It was so nice. And most people would be terrified to say something like that, particularly to the guy in the CEO role, which I am, though I don't think I'm particularly scary, but nonetheless. So why financial services? Why is this what you decided you wanted to do for a living? And when did you decide you wanted this?
I think for me, growing up, and I grew up in New Jersey, South Jersey specifically. Some may know the area, but Camden, New Jersey is a very urban area, and it's mainly poverty. I grew up in poverty. And I think for me, I just always wanted to strive for more in my life. You look at where I'm from, and it's often like, okay, I know the things I don't really want, so why not go for the things that, that's going to take me to that next chapter. So I think for me, that's what pushed me a lot. And just often not like, for me, I've had people around me, but they didn't have that necessary knowledge. So it's a learning aspect for me, as I go, like going through college, everything, I basically had to figure it out on my own. So for me and all my younger cousins, my nephews, just people in my community, I want to be a pillar for them to be able to, give them the advice or the knowledge of the things that I had to learn along the way. So I think that's what basically pushed me to like, okay, let's take this next move, and then I came to Maryland, which adjusting and adapting was a lot for me because it's just a whole new area, connecting with people. I think that's why I fell in love with the area because it's a lot of connections that you can make along the way. So you have to put yourself out there to connect and be able to get in the know. So I think for me, BFG, once we connected, I did work at a previous company, which it just wasn't for me. And I think, again, like I said previously, I was looking for that home aspect because we are at work more than we are home. Mm-hmm. So you want to have that feel of, I just enjoy these guys all day, So I think that's what I value most at BFG. And I think, again, going back to growth, it's what I'm big on. And I know with our BFG, even some of the charitable aspects that we do within the company and just a lot of things, the podcast, all of these things are new to me and I just love it. I enjoy it.
So you mentioned Camden, New Jersey, which I've always thought of as East Philly. But you also talked about sort of the way that you were brought up and the environment you were in. And I've been to Camden and it's rough. It's a rough space. Do you feel the weight of all of that regularly in terms of the banner you're carrying for your family, for your community, for maybe even a broader net than that? Do you feel that as a weight, and is that a motivator, or is that sometimes a speed bump?
It's the best of both worlds, I would say. I do feel like sometimes family, friends, they look at me, they're like, oh my gosh, you made it, and I'm like, guys, I didn't make it yet. I'm getting there. I'm working my way and, just letting them know they can do the same thing along the way as well. It's never too late to start. I'm not going to throw my age out there, but
don't you dare. I would never ask. That's one question I know better.
But I was a late start. I was a late bloomer in the process. But here I am now. And I would just tell everyone, just never give up and keep your faith. And I think a big thing was faith along the way for me. I just never stopped. And then I do have family that supported me along the way to keep me pushing and keep me afloat. So when you say, does it weigh on me sometimes? Yes, because you want to bring all the people with you, you want to bring them with you. But if you're not there yet, you have to get to that point and then you can go back and do the necessary things for the people that wants that advice or wants to be helped. So I think that right there is what keeps me going along the way as well. So that's what motivates me.
What is your relationship with money like? And I don't mean what's your financial plan like. I'm not asking for that. But in terms of growing up with what I presume was a scarcity scenario, has your money mindset changed over the years as you've become more successful and as your friend said you made it? And I think you did. But how has your money mindset changed? What is your relationship with money now, being that you've seen so much?
My relationship with money, I value it more. I think long-term more. For me, before it was just, you get your money, you pay your bills, you blow your check. That's how it was.
Well, I'm sorry I wasn't around for that. If you were buying, I didn't know.
Next time, I got you next time.
Oh, all right. That's good.
But that you are more so living in the now than the future. And I think now, at this day and age, I live for my future. I don't want to work all my life. I want my money to make it I want to put it aside and it just does what it do. I don't want to touch it, right? I want to work for my money, but I also want money to work for me.
I love that.
What it is.
So now that you're starting to look to the future, this lends itself to my favorite question, and I no one gets out of this hot seat without answering this question, and that is, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Okay, I think that's my cue to go. No, just kidding. What do I want to be when I grow up?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't have a set thing I want to be when I grow up, right? I just want to be a better me, the best version of me that I can be.
And I think you're on your way. I have no doubt that that's true.
Thank you.
You know, there's a, you mentioned the family atmosphere.
Mhm.
And I don't think there's any question. And from that interview that I shared, you know, you were one of us right away. So we're glad to have you. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for your authenticity, and thank you for being on Diary of a Financial Advisor.
And thank you, Eric, for the opportunity that you gave me. I truly value it and appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'd like to thank all of you for listening and watching today. If you enjoy our show, please subscribe so we can continue to be a part of your journey to financial freedom. We'll be back next week with another engaging guest, and in 2 weeks with our next entry in Diary of a Financial Advisor. For now, this is your host, Eric Brotman, reminding you, don't retire, graduate.
Securities offered through Kestra Investment Services, LLC. Kestra IS. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Kestra Advisory Services, LLC. Kestra AS. An affiliate of Kestra IS. Kestra IS or Kestra AS are not affiliated with Brotman Financial or any other entity discussed.